What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. I'm on my way to the airport right now. I actually have to be there. My flight is at 3:35 and it is 1:44. So we are making good time. We live streamed the Millionaire morning show today, and that was absolutely awesome. Rita and Leslie is already down there, so I got some business to take care of down there. And then while I'm down there, hopefully we can have a little bit of fun. Did you know that it was my wedding anniversary this weekend? I will deep dive into that shortly. But today, what I want to talk to you about right now, I did a morning live stream, and what I do on my Millionaire Morning Show live streams is one of the things that I like to do is I like to go back through the actual videos that people are posting online where they detail how it is that they make their money, what they're doing from a financial perspective, financial planning, how they live their life, young people, old people, so on and so forth. And it's from all income ranges and tax brackets. But I think it's very, very interesting because I can then glean from that in order to use it as an example of how people need to implement certain things in their life that I teach on a regular basis, both in a Patreon and in a general sense on the Millionaire Morning Show. Because on the Millionaire Morning Show, I give a general overview, a general sentiment of how you need to be moving, and then I deep dive a little bit more into Patreon, and obviously in the coaching calls, it go all the way up from there, because then you get that personalized assessment and very, very deep dive into exactly how you need to move with a microscope or a magnifying glass, and how you need to move financially and in your life, and depends on what you book me for a coaching call for, right? So first and foremost, if you have not tapped into the Patreon, link is in the description. Tap into the Patreon because we're doing some awesome things in there. I just did a mastermind session with Seat at the Table members where we went through and I taught them a lot of stuff, right? I think it's like my 4th or 5th mastermind. I got to go through and look and see how many masterminds have I done. I think it's the 4th one. But I did some awesome things in a mastermind session, and that was awesome. And that recording is now available for everybody. We're also building a business. I'm teaching them how to build a brick and mortar store. They budgeted over $100,000 for us to be able to do so, and I'm going to be pouring into them continuously. We've been recording those sessions, and those are available for you, as well as the general Patreon exclusive videos that will never ever be released to the general public, that goes through everything from budgeting to how it is that you need to be moving from a real estate perspective. I share my W-2s. Everything is in a Patreon. So I believe in receipts, and I bring people along with building properties, buying land. I'm taking them along that process all through in order for them to be able to really be able to level up and then implement this stuff in their own lives, right? But I did this show today, and it was basically highlighting a particular couple that's young. I think that there was like 23, 24, and they made $78,000 a year, and they lived in Wyoming, and they had 2 kids, and they was on the struggle bus, even without a whole lot of debt, right? Wasn't a whole lot of mountain of debt, and you know, they moved a certain type of way with each other and things like that. It's not enough. They had a family of 4 total, so it was 2 kids, a man, a woman. He went to work on a regular basis. They had a couple cars. They had, you know, some goals and aspirations and dreams, but combined, they were above the median household income, which I believe is somewhere in the mid to high 60s. And he was at about, they were total, and it was at about $78,000 a year. And they was on the struggle bus. I mean, not a savings, not a nothing in sight. What people don't realize is that if you make $100,000 a year in most cities, let's just say you're single, $100,000 a year after taxes is $67,000 a year. Let's say that you decided to pour into your 401k, right? If you pour in your 401k, which I adamantly, and I'm not a financial advisor, so this is not financial advice, I'm just giving you the game based off of what I do as well as what it is that I give other people insight into. If you are not at the very least, for example, contributing to the max every year, including getting the match from your employer to your 401k, in which they raised the threshold this year to $20,500 from $19,500. And then on top of that, contributing to your Roth IRA, which the threshold for single people is $6,000, if I'm not mistaken, a year. You're losing. And that already eats up a third or more Because at $67,000 a year after taxes, although we know that there's tax benefits to contributing to your 401k, you already done ate up a chunk of what you gonna rock with. So you already down bad. You already down in the mid to low 40s, right? $40,000 left. Don't have a family. Don't be dependent on it. Listen, you still gotta eat. You still got cars. You still got gas. Y'all complaining that inflation is killing you. It's at 8.6% officially. But realistically, for our specific lifestyles, depending on what your lifestyle is like, it's exponentially more than that. You can't go to the grocery store and get a piece of chicken for less than, it's more than double sometimes, is what people are telling me. Don't go to no Trader Joe's or Whole Foods or nothing like that. You can forget it. And then you want leisure time. You want to be able to make sure that you can go on vacations, and you want to do all of this other type of stuff. Most of y'all gonna have a side hustle just to survive, let alone be able to thrive. We're not even talking about retirement, savings, any of that type of stuff. We're not even talking about level 2 stuff. I teach level 5 through 10 stuff in my Patreon, and y'all ain't even talking about level 2 stuff. Bro, you eating nothing. You on beans and cornbread. And so most people on average don't save enough for retirement. We already know that. That's a statistical fact. Most people realistically is living in poverty. And then we know that if you're making $100,000 a year, you're not even solidly middle class, because you can't live comfortably enough in today's times, considering how much $100,000 really is and how far it goes, for you to even be comfortable, let alone have a family. You just doing okay if you single and you're making $100,000 a year. I'm not talking about living my lifestyle. I'm not talking about the S500 with the seats and the pillows in the back of your seats and under it. I'm not talking about the presidential Rolex. I'm not talking about Versace glasses. I'm not even talking about my sandals that cost probably more than your whole outfit right now. This ain't no stunt. I'm just trying to help you to understand exactly what you're facing, right? There's a decimation of the middle class, and I'm gonna talk about that in a little bit. I'm gonna talk about that on my next video. It's a decimation of the middle class, meaning that things are going to be so exponentially out of control. There's a concentration of assets amongst a group of people that is in the top 5 and the top 1%. And no matter how much y'all say y'all gonna tax the rich, you can't catch us. You never will, because you have this duress mindset that prevents you from really being able to understand exactly how you need to be moving going forward. And you're gonna be broke. $100,000 is broke. I'ma just say it. They not gonna tell you, because they trying to be PC. They trying to make you comfortable. They trying to tell you something that makes you feel good about yourself, because they only make $80,000, $78,000 like that couple that I just talked about. But realistically, you can't do anything. If you got a family of 4 and you living on $100,000, you barely breathing, and you bet not get laid off. You bet not be affected by the recession, or you are fucked. Everything in you is saying, I'm fucked, and you know it. Most people that make $100,000, whether you're a millennial or you a generation Gen Z, I don't know what all of the groups are. Most people, look it up. It is a statistical fact that most people that make $100,000 a year are living paycheck to paycheck. That is not my opinion. That is the truth. And don't keep telling me, well, it's what you do with it. No, you don't have a big enough shovel to dig yourself out the hole. Y'all got student loans that y'all not paying for. I just did a show on that the other day. I just did a quick hit on that the other day. Most of the people is begging the federal government and Joe Biden to be able to forgive their student loans, and they operating out of duress every single day. It's fucked up out here. I'm just gonna be real. It don't get no realer than that. Ain't nobody gonna break it down to you like that. They gonna tell you all of this get rich quick bull crap. That's not what the move is. It's not. So in this video specifically, I just want to give you a reality check so that you can raise your expectations of what it is that you're looking for and what you need to make in order for you to really, really be able to live the life that you want to live. $100,000 should not be the goal at all. I made that junk when I was like 19 years old. At 19 years old, I'm 40 now. 21 years ago, I was making over $100,000 a year. I knew that wasn't no money back then. You can't tell me, as a man with a daughter, real talk, that's not the move. I'm just telling you. Listen, if you want to be mid, right? If you want to be real mid, then you go ahead and you keep on rocking out like that. For me and the Bag Chasers, that's the Patreon members. Link is in the description if you want to rock out with us. We doing something completely different. We want to buy everything. We want to own everything. We want to make sure that our lifestyle is more conducive to what it is that we want to do from a daily basis, and it is different over here. I don't blink. I don't think. I buy what I wanted to buy. I go where I want to go. I eat what I want to eat. Unfortunately, I'm working on that too. But I do what I want to do when I want to do it, because I don't have anything that's prohibiting me from being super successful. And I've operated out of abundance for an extended period of time that allows for me to be able to live this lifestyle. And you should too. You should too. Stop moving like a dusty and start making informed decisions and aligning yourself with people that have much more going from them, instead of living in these echo chambers with people that don't know what the fuck they talking about. $100,000 is broke. Real talk. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm about to head out to this airport so I can catch this first class flight. Yes, first class everything. I don't ride nothing but first class. Will I ride something lower or a Spirit or what? Yeah, I don't care. I'll do whatever it is that I have to do. But I don't have to do none of that. And so I do what I want to do when I want to do it. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I'm advocating for you to do things differently so you can be super successful, because you don't have to live this mid lifestyle. You can do better than that. Level up. If you need to kick it with me personally, email me at antondaniels413@gmail.com, and we're going to schedule you for a personal call to make sure that you get your life together. All right? Come on, man. Want better for yourself so your kids can have better. They deserve a better lifestyle than to be doing the same thing that you're doing and then getting a bunch of student loans and living this mid-life on top of it, in which the middle class is going away anyway. I'm going to holler at you later. Peace.